Hello and welcome to The Sky Left Us. This is a demo for a sci-fi visual novel, and I quote, about climate crisis, classism, and the relationships that shape our world. So the demo is supposed to give us an insight, like the intro basically, so we'll get some lore. Just a few notes. Our protagonist is non-binary. The full game will have a total of 7 routes, each with multiple endings. And yeah, so the characters or romance options have different gender identities, there will be different relationship types, including one poly route, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's about as much as I can say for now, so let's give it a try. Eons ago, a god was slain in the basin of the world, betrayed by one of her many children, an ungrateful son with a gambler's smile and a hunter's eyes. From the wound in her side issued not blood, but a noxious grey smoke that filled up the whole of the planet. The sky receded in fear, and the land swelled and writhed with agony, bursting up into mountains. Zay became a dim purgatory of heights and depths. Or so says the author's foreword in Zay, Myth and Mysticism on the Twilight Planet. It was one of maybe a dozen or so books that Sally recommended I digest before our trip. And by recommended, I mean bought them all and left them in a pile outside my dorm block underneath a flowering renna tree. Either the delivery drone malfunctioned, or the professor was annoyed I'd been late to the last 3 lectures. The books were covered in renna sap by the time I got to them. That and the general frenzy of finals and travel preparation meant that the first time I cracked any of them open was on the shuttle trip over. I didn't really absorb much, except maybe chemicals in my skin from all the paper cuts. It's been years since I've handled a paper book. From a distance, the planet of Zay resembled a blurred, greasy ball, and at first I think it's a smudge on the shuttle's silicate window. But the smudge grows larger and larger, darker and darker. Experts disagree on exactly what caused the atmosphere on Zay to deteriorate so quickly and catastrophically. And that's partly what Sally and I are here to find out. I suppose it really could have been the fumes of some ancient goddess being stabbed in the armpit, but I'm not prepared to put money on it. By the time the professor and I are finished, we intend to have the planet's mystery solved, its myths unraveled, and its air breathable. And I'll finally have something half decent for a dissertation. A meteor shower just off the edge of Beiros's 5th moon puts us behind schedule, so when we arrive, we are on our 21st hour of travel. I can't sleep on shuttles, and Sally gets graph sick, so they're doing even worse than me. One second. Preferences. The music is pretty loud, I feel, even though I already turned it down. Oh, that's better. Okay, sorry. The adjunct who meets me in the front hall has a nervous gaze. It bounces from my face to my hands to above my head and past me, very deliberately avoiding my eyes. She is dressed all in grey and white, sash and collar stemmed with the livery of the Halen household. You're several hours late. The weather was bad. You were in space. Space has weather. She purses her lips. I don't think she believes me. Zay doesn't have much outbound travel, and it took us months to get our visas approved. Leaving is ever harder. She's probably never been off this rock, let alone see the stars. I was told there would be 2 of you. Her voice bounces as nervously as her eyes. Mine rasps like it's been scraped over a cheese grater. 20 hours of recycled oxygen will do that. Professor Maelstrom isn't feeling well. They've gone straight to our hotel. The woman's face struggles to keep up its customer service smile. I wish Sally was here. I wish I'd bothered to read any of the books on Zaini's social etiquette. I know I smell like the inside of a shuttle, but maybe it's worse than I thought. Maybe my translator is malfunctioning. She just keeps refusing to meet my eyes. Please, follow me. I haven't been able to get on any sort of wireless network, so I have no idea what the local time is. It's impossible to tell from the weather. The light here barely changes, even on the peaks. I don't know if it's business hours. I don't know why she's bothering bringing me anywhere when Zelly is the one with the 3 doctorates, but at the very least I'm expecting an office or some sort of administrative hub. Instead, we traverse several echoing hallways and a gallery hung with portraits, all the way to an outdoor cocktail party. What? These backgrounds are really pretty. People say that Zay is drab, but here all I see is soft, bright color. The dance floor is a spiraling mosaic, shrubbery is clipped into daring and practically impossible shapes. The dresses and jackets are buoyant with sheer, flowing fabric, bejeweled in gold. Fire leaps from braziers, and the eyes of the partygoers burn hot and hungry. My head swims. The world goes shiny at the edges, the music echoing in my head. It's mostly strings, a long, canoe-shaped instrument up on a platform that requires 3 people to play. It's not loud, but it's vibrating through my head. It can be a good or a bad thing, but if you've traveled for, 21 hours? Probably bad. I slide into an empty chair at the nearest table and pull in short, trembling breaths, willing nobody to notice me. The adjunct seems to have fled. Duty done. Oh, you poor precious thing. A voice right in my ear sends another bolt of agony through my head. Chiro, come look at this. Fingers grip my chin and force my head to the left. The fingers pinch. Our first choice, slap them off or endure it. Well, they did wonder before about what the etiquette is here, so considering we don't want to offend anyone right away, maybe endure it just a little bit. Someone with dark hair adorned with gold is looking into my eyes as fervently as the adjunct had been avoiding them. You'd think no one here has ever seen a bio-evo. Wait. A shadow falls across us. Korra, let that off-worlder go before you land us in an intergalactic war. A pair of dazzling white teeth comes to my rescue. The owner is handsome and poised. I turn to my attacker and find myself looking into the same face, equally poised and handsome. The moment hangs tremulous and unreal. You okay? Twins. They're twins. Of course they're twins. Clearly, I am more impaired by exhaustion than I thought. They're both looking at me avidly. I'm not sure who grabbed my face and who defended me. They both have similarly long painted nails. I realize that whatever I do, pull myself together or completely fall apart, they're going to witness me do it. I force my breath deep and slow. In 1, 2, out 1, 2. I hear the ticking of a clock in the back of my head, keeping time. I wipe my sweaty palms on my thighs and stand up. I know the whole party is watching me, but I pretend that they aren't. Or at the very least, I pretend that I don't care. I stall out immediately, however, wondering who I should offer to shake hands with first. They take a hand each and raise it to their mouths. I was about to say, you have 2 hands. Chiro. I'm Cora. Chiro has just licked his lips, so when he kisses my hand, his mouth is wet. I resist the urge to immediately wipe it on my jacket. Spire. The Otsalian professor? You're a lot younger than I thought you'd be. Oh, I'm not. Well, I'm young, or is 26 young? It can be. Depends on how fast you live. I mean, I'm not Professor Maelstrom. I'm their assistant. Cora looks politely disinterested, but Chiro's perfectly shaped eyebrows jab upward. You're the Resani heir. Really, they are? Don't you see it? Cora looks like she wants to grab my face again. Okay, I think you're confused. You knew my mother? Not personally. She left before we were born. Auntie Priya knew her though. Chiro. I'm sorry if I'm kind of pronouncing that in a Japanese way, I'm just so used to it. Chiro, Cora, why are you circling our guests like crows at a funeral? Don't keep them all to yourselves. Chiro and Cora each take one of my arms, escorting me firmly across the dizzyingly patterned dance floor and beneath an arbor on the far side of the courtyard. A small circle parts to admit us. Everyone under the arbor is fully turned up, jewels and heels and more gossamer fabric, but it's obvious who we are here for. She is tall and severely elegant. Her gown is magnificent and complex. When our eyes meet, something cold grips me deep in the pit of my stomach. In the torchlight, her eyes are as black as the empty space between stars. A flicker of pain flares at my temples. I have the sudden urge to run, get back on the shuttle and never see this planet again. But then she smiles, and whatever shuttle-legged bubble my brain is blowing pops, and I feel immediately silly. She offers me a hand. I recognize her, of course. Priya Halen, head divine of this mountain. The White Temple is the closest thing Zay has to a planet-wide government. Sally had explained it all to me more than once, but I haven't given it the attention I'm beginning to realize it deserved. And now I don't know if I'm shaking hands with the queen of this mountain or the whole damn planet. I'm not a political scientist, I am environmental engineer. Our job is to set up cutting-edge tech to assist Zay with their atmospheric anomalies so it can fully enter the modern galaxy. We aren't ambassadors. My ethnicity is irrelevant here. Or so I thought before this fucking garden party. Because that's what this is supposed to be, I realize. A garden. The stringy vines and twisted trees, the few dull flowers despondently clinging to the dry earth between the pebble-strewn paths. I'd been told Zay was barren, but this is just depressing. Halen's hand is still extended, waiting for me to make a move. Oh, kiss her hand or shake her hand? So the twins kissed our hand, but then we don't know, is this just them? Or is it general courtesy to do this? Aye. Okay. I press my mouth to the back of Lady Halen's hand, the way Chiro and Cora had done to me. My face heats, and I drop it quickly. Is she looking at me with approval or cold amusement? I can't tell. Welcome to the peak, Spire Reszani. Welcome home, at long last. Oh, thank you. How are you finding Zay? I've been here for less than an hour. I haven't seen much, and I wasn't really expecting all of this. All of this? All of this was for you. For me. And your companion. Of course, ideally, you would have been permitted time to spruce yourself up a bit. Oh, yeah, sorry. Why am I apologizing? It's not my fault there was a meteor shower. I hope you like what you've seen of the house and garden. I have or I haven't? Ooh. I don't think we need to be that honest, do we? Let's stay polite. Oh, yeah, it's nice. Lovely, I mean. Halen's formality is tripping me up. I wonder if the setting on my language augment is malfunctioning. Her voice rises. She is now addressing the whole crowd beneath the arbor. Meet Spire, heir to the broken house of Reszani, returned at long last, carrying gifts from beyond the stars. The low, inquisitive murmurs become livelier, bees buzzing, dripping with fresh gossip. Well, I'm not exactly... Am I mistaken? Did I say anything untrue? Not exactly, but... She makes it sound glamorous, like a fairy tale. I am the last of my mother's family as far as I know, and this is my first time on Zay, and I do have the Clear Skies tech with me. So none of it is untrue, but it still has a ring of falseness to it. I hate how the Peakborn are looking at me, like I'm something shiny they could put around their necks or slip on their fingers. It's actually my advisor, Professor Maelstrom. They're the one who developed the tech. I'm just a graduate student. They're the one who is going to be, clearing the air, doing the thing. I'm an assistant. Where are they? Oh, they're ill. Not seriously, it'll pass. They're just asleep. Stands to reason an off-worlder would get sick. The air has no love for strangers. No, it's just grass sickness. It's not anything like... But it loves you, Reszani. The peak has welcomed you. I want to explain that there's no such thing as natural immunity to pollution. I wish Halen would stop mispronouncing my name, and I wish everyone would stop looking at me. She appears to pick up on my discomfort, because she rebuffs her guests' questions. You aren't our only guest this evening either. With the summit approaching, we're playing host to envoys from all the way down in the deeps. There's a sunken boy around here somewhere. She glances from side to side as if she has misplaced her comb or keys. Ah, there we are. Come here, darling. The boys she's gesturing to turns out to be a man of perhaps 40, who snaps to attention as soon as Priya extends her hand to him, like she is yanking his leash. His graying hair is pulled back neatly from his face, and his clothes are well made and clean, but the difference between him and the sparkling creatures in this garden is stark. My knowledge of Zaini's political history is limited, but I know Isunkan is a citizen of the Haze, the densely populated zone between the Peakborn's Clear and the no man's land of the Miasma. I feel an immediate tug of sympathy for both his obvious discomfort and the deep circles under his eyes. It would be a tight race to say which of us looked worse right now. The man doesn't participate in the conversation like I expect him to. He just looks from Priya to me and back again. He is meant to be scenery, apparently. Part of the spectacle. Another jewel. Of course you'll stay the night here, won't you? It's so very late. I really shouldn't. And in the meantime, would you care to dance? My head is spinning. Ugh, come on, Auntie Priya. They don't want to dance with you. You're old. A hand grabs me and spins me away from the arbor. The lights swing in a disorienting ring, and I half collapse against the chest of one of the Halen twins. I'm pretty sure it was Cora who had spoken, but I think it might be Chiro who I am dancing with. His jaw is slightly stronger and his earrings are long. They are wearing different clothes, but for some reason I can't keep in my brain which is which. It's like they are purposefully dressed to be baffling. I've never met a pair of twins before. Modern gene therapy makes them a rarity on Otsalia. Are you alright? I find you charming, Off-worlder, but if you vomit on me, I'll drop you. Drop me? Drop you. He throws me into a breathless, precarious dip. For a moment, I see nothing but his face and the distant seething sky. I don't know how to dance. I can tell. I don't care. It turns out not to matter much, because the steps are simple. Chiro leads like a symphony conductor, and when I miss any steps, he is not shy about kicking me in the right direction. I'm sorry about my aunt. She loves a spectacle. It's alright, I'm fine. And you don't? They kind of do, don't they? You don't? Maybe you aren't as useless as you look. Do I really look that useless? I suppose it depends on what the job is that needs done. You are certainly worthless at the Angelian walls. I told you I couldn't dance. You're right, I do love a spectacle, but Auntie Priya only has a nose for industry. She wants her spectacles to lead to something. They are a means to an end. And your spectacles? I don't need the fire to keep me warm. I just like to watch it burn. The seething fog of the veil spins above me. Voices rise and fall, and the weight of the future settles in heavily. It had seemed so clear and certain only a few hours ago, but has now become as tumultuous and miasmic as this seething atmosphere. There are gears here I can't grasp. I can barely see them. I spin across the floor, feeling the deep water encroaching, rising to nip at my ankles. Soon it will swallow me whole. And that's it for the intro here. Yeah, so the game was on Kickstarter and it was funded. Yeah, that is it for the Sky Left Us for the demo. Yeah, as always, I will link the demo in the description down below, and also I'll put on a link to their website. There's also a link to pre-order the game. From what I saw, the release was, at least at some point, planned for August. I'm not sure if that is still valid. Either way, I mean, even if games take more time than I initially thought, it's better than to rush them, right? So I don't mind. Yeah, that was an interesting first look, but just so you know, I don't think we met any of the actual romance options there. You can check them out on the itch page or their Kickstarter, their homepage, anywhere. There they have some short profiles of all the other characters. So if you're interested, please take a look, because this was really just a small look into what the game will look like, about this general setting. Quite interesting. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to think yet, because for me personally, a good story is one thing, but especially like a romantic visual novel or one with romance options, it's all about the characters for me. And if I don't know the characters yet, it's hard for me to judge, if that makes sense. But yeah, I will definitely have an eye on this, and hope you will too. If you're interested, please check it out. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and please leave me a thumbs up if you liked the video. And yeah, that's it from me. Until next time, bye bye!